Well, hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? Oh my goodness. Have we got some things to talk about? Yeah. So I was into the Kalkaska post office just here, I'll say a couple hours ago. I went in to get some supplies and I asked for some registered mail stickers. She said, how many? I told her. She goes over there and she got this roll that to me it is strange. It doesn't look like the registered tracking stickers, right? And she's peeling it, she's rolling them out, and I said, "Oh, they've changed." She gets this look on her face, and now I think her attitude starts to change as I reflect back on it. And so we got it straightened out that I want the ones with the tracking numbers. Then she says, I think she said, "Is this about this sovereign mail thing?" And I said, "No." I just didn't understand what she was talking about. Sovereign mail thing. I'm in there to get some supplies for registered mail. And so that was kind of peculiar, wasn't it? Just, is this that sovereign mail thing? So now she's getting the right registered mail stickers, and maybe she's on to the green cards. I'm not sure. But somewhere in the process, and while she's in the process, I said, this will be regarding prepaid first class mail. And she starts telling me how they've been instructed not to do that, and that that I can talk with so and so. So I reserve the right to talk to so and so, and I'm kind of looking forward to that, because she went on to tell me that teaching it is a federal offense. Doing it is a federal offense. And she says they stopped doing that in the 70s. And that's when I informed this lady that that's the United States Postal Service. I said, the sign out here on this building says United States Post Office. She didn't kind of know what to say, I think. So I've been giving this considerable thought between then and now. Federal offense to facilitate what I have a picture of right here. This is mail that went in the Kalkaska County Post Office from the counter with a copy of the 3806 and the register receipt, which I got the originals of right here. It's fraud to do it. How many jurisdictions did that pass to go from here to Kingsland, Texas? Imagine it went to Traverse City. And then from Traverse City, I don't know, maybe it went to Chicago. How many places did that go? And it's fraud, she's telling me. Now, when I went in there to test this, and the girl's there at the keys, right? And blah, 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 blah. And that's going to be whatever she said, 1876 or whatever it was. And I said, no, 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 that's all prepaid. She gets this puzzled look on her face. And next thing I know, they're typing at the keys. She didn't go look for anybody. She didn't go ask for any help. She said she'd never done it this way. She turned right around, stared down them keys. All of a sudden, this comes out all printed up, all marked up. How does that happen if they stopped doing it in the 70s? Let's see, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s, 50 stinking years they stopped doing it, but it's still in their machines. And it's fraud, according to her. And yet, they facilitate it. It's in their machine. Now, if they were so ignorant of something that they stopped doing 50 years ago, but it's in all the updated computers, to just push the keys and make it happen. Even if 50-year CalCask is just so far behind the times that they just kept putting that old stuff in the new computer systems, right? And they're just so stupid that they just did that. How does it go to Kingsland, Texas? How does it pass all those other facilities if it's fraud? Tell me. No, I tell you what's fraud. I talked about this. It's another matter. It's in my other videos, but they called my straw man for jury duty, and I put the county clerk in court. I did, and then the judge got involved. Oh yeah, the judge got involved, and I got the original. I got the mailer from the judge with a blue ink pen. My name, capital E, small t, small h, small a, small n, capital D, small EAN. Addressed to the juror, excusing me. I didn't ask to be excused. I put that county clerk in court. And what's the judge do? Mail fraud. Ha! Mail fraud. So where is the fraud? There are people being process servers for the environmental court. Anybody getting a paycheck from the corporation is guilty as charged. 6-time felons, habitual offenders. And now we got the United States Postal Service usurping the United States Post Office. Recognized me as a foreign national to the United States. Just stood there. Didn't move, didn't go ask anybody for permission, didn't go to seek a superior. In the modern day electronic equipment right there at the counter, And you're going to tell me that you stopped doing that in the 70s. And this is some kind of sovereign stuff. And for me to teach it is a federal offense. So because I did something, I took their paperwork, that 3806, that registered mail sticker, the green card, prepared that mailer, took it in, and I talk about that. That's fraud and a federal offense. Who do they think they're talking to, huh? Some yo-yo still sleeping? How can they just push some buttons and this prints out? This prints out. This says official use. And in their printer tape or whatever it is that makes this impression on here, and you can check the tracking on this yourself. All right, it's in the system forever. RF 302709250 U.S. Do the tracking on it. It went from Kalkaska, Michigan to Kingsland, Texas. Postage, $1.36. I think that's a federal offense. Extra services and fees, $14.35. Return receipt, $3.05. That's all printed on here. Total postage and fees, $18.76. Declared value, $20. They got that written in there, stamped in there. Received by 05/03/2022. That's the date that it happened. Date stamp. They put a date stamp on here, 06/53, and below that is 06. Who's guilty of a felony? Who's guilty of fraud? Who? Here's the register receipt. The register receipt, the original. Who's guilty of fraud? I got some 6-time felon. Collecting a paycheck from the government, telling me they're not going to do their job. And then what I'm doing is a crime. All right, we got more. That 3806, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Look at this picture here that's on the back of my Americans Notice of Liability. Extremely powerful document, court of record document. I might read that before I'm done here. I might talk about this more before I'm done here. I got to get back to where I was. Where I was is, I'm there. I'm at the post office. She tapes it up. Right, they put this tape to seal. It's a paper tape, and it's got like twine through it. And they got to wet it and put it on there. And then they take their, I think it's called a plunk. I'm not sure. It's somewhere that I can find. I think they call it a plunk. I'm not sure. But I'm going to call it a plunk. She plunk, 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 plunk. I mean, they were all touching each other down both sides of the tape on both sides of the package. And she put a sticker on there. It's right here by that stamp I put on here. $0 and 0 cents. $0 and 0 cents. So not only does that modern day machine do things that they stopped doing 50 years ago. 50 years ago, computers were floppy disk and black screen. Floppy disk and black screen. You had to write code to get anywhere, to do anything. How do I know that? Because in the 80s, I got my first computer and it was a floppy disk with a black screen. And 7 years later, it went in a trash can. I never did learn how to use it. So now 50 years later, it's in the computer software. To make that label $0 and 0 cents, put all that information on that 3806, and then out of another register machine, print off the register receipt, which shows 1876 credit and a 0 balance. All facilitated in the United States Post Office by the United States Postal Service. And I wanted to take a picture. After she plunk, after I realized, wow, I want a picture of this because I'm documenting all of it, right? So I said, I'd like to take a picture of that. And she says, oh, no. Not after it's got my stamps on it. So my mailer, I'm the postmaster. And I want a picture of the work that was done. And I am denied. But yet, a process server does an anonymous service. And sometime later, that 3806 is being passed all over the internet. All over the internet. I got a copy. I got a copy because I'm with the People's Bureau of Investigation. I got a copy because I'm involved in this. How did that happen? Well, apparently somebody got served. I'm not sure if it was a governor or a mayor or who it was. I don't know. I can find out. But I don't know. But I believe it was a governor or a mayor. And then, I'm not sure, but it was, I think, the spouse of whoever it was that got served thinks they know somebody who might know the process server. So they contact this person. And then it turns out that person does know the process server, but had no idea that the process server was being a process server, and sends a picture of her 3806 to her. And then I got a copy. This is supposed to be under lock and key, but it's floating all over the internet. And who's doing it? Felons. 6-time felons, every one of them. Convicted, collecting a paycheck from the government. And they're going to tell me they're not going to do their job. They're going to tell me I'm committing felonies, I'm committing fraud. Oh, no, this ain't adding up, not one little bit, is it? We're going to see about talking with that, whoever that was. If it was a postal inspector or somebody above the postal inspector, we'll see, because we're looking to talk with somebody. Somebody's got a lot of explaining to do, a lot of explaining. And every one of them's a habitual felon. And every one of them is subject to service. There's literally millions to serve. So people, it's time to stand up and own your authority. You're drinking toxic water. You are bathing in toxic water. You're cooking with toxic water. You're watering your plants and your gardens with toxic water. You're breathing toxic air. You're eating toxic food. All thanks to government. Corporate government. Corporations, Dun and Bradstreet numbers. Wake up, people. Stand up and own your authority. This will continue. I'll be back with more. You can guarantee it. You can guarantee it. All right, everybody. That's my update for the moment. I love you. I do. Be safe. Be smart. And own your authority. Own it.